Hidalgo is an action-adventure drama western sport movie that was released on March 5th, 2004. I don't know if you remember this movie, but I saw it a long time ago and I recently rewatched it and it's even better than I remembered it being. So I will explain why in this video. Let's begin with the story. The story follows Frank Hopkins and his horse Hidalgo, who, after performing the Wild West shows, are given a chance to take part in a race across the Arabian Desert, also known as the Ocean of Fire. This is a very dangerous race, but it pays them a lot of money. Frank agrees, but I don't even think he could predict how dangerous it is. Overall, the story is pretty fucking good. However, it's not without its problems. I will say the beginning has the most amount of problems. That's not to say there are no good elements about it. I really like how it establishes that Frank really hates it when people insult his horse or bully him. He fucking punches them. It's nice to have a cowboy who hates animal cruelty. But the main problem I have with the opening is that it sets up plot points that are pretty superfluous to the main story. It goes into his Native American heritage, which I don't even think is accurate to the real life story. But that element rarely comes up later on. Also, there's a sequence of his Native American people getting massacred. However, not only does he not show that strong of a reaction to it, it doesn't seem to affect him that much. That's not realistic. That being said, that's really my only complaint with the story. When Frank and Hidalgo actually go to the Arabian Desert, it's honestly pretty good. Frank is a damn good character. He often talks to his horse, Hidalgo, and he is pretty friendly toward the Arab people, including the Sheikh, Jazeera, and the Arab man who insists on being his assistant. Frank is also kind of a spiritual man. Not religious, but spiritual. This is most evident in a scene that I will touch on later. The actual race is pretty fucking exciting, which it should be. There are a ton of obstacles that come in the way, whether it's the forces of nature or the riders fucking things up. Some of them are pretty slimy bastards. One of them kidnaps Jazeera and tries to force her to be one of his wives. But what I like about it is that the Sheik is implied to have multiple wives. So the movie makes it clear that polygamy is not why the guy who kidnapped Jazeera is a scummy bastard. Though I really don't like it when the Arab people refer to Lady Anne Davenport as a Christian woman. Lady Anne Davenport is British. Atheism is actually much higher in Europe. Even back in 1890, when this movie was set, atheism was starting to become more popular in Europe. But that's just a minor nitpick. But it does help that Frank expresses some disdain for Christianity. So that elevates it for me. And it proves my point. I also like how Frank and Jazeera don't get romantically involved. That will never not be welcomed. I'm going to get into a little bit of spoiler territory, so feel free to stick to the timestamp in the description. The scenes toward the end of the race are pretty fucking intense. One of the riders injures Hidalgo pretty severely. Even though Hidalgo can still walk, it is very slow, and Frank is forced to cut off the saddle he is on. In an act of desperation, he calls to the spirits of the Native Americans. After a little bit of a blackout, it is revealed that Hidalgo is fine and is able to walk normally, and Frank is fine too. I guess the implication is that when he called to the spirits, that's what made Hidalgo feel better. But I think Hidalgo just needed a break from it. But either way, it's pretty satisfying, and I really didn't want Hidalgo to die. That really shows that I cared about the characters and wanted them to succeed. That has not been the case for movies like Joker, The Dark Knight, or The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. I have no use for movies that are only technically well made. I need characters that I can relate to and that I can root for. That is how I get emotionally invested in a movie. Filmmaking may be technical and precise, but film watching isn't. It's entirely emotional. As for the action scenes, they are fucking awesome. There is plenty of gunplay and even some swordplay and fight scenes in this movie. They are shot and edited very well, and they are very satisfying. There is some blood, but it's not that frequent. Despite what I said, the production values are pretty damn good. The cinematography, editing, and sound are really good. The musical score is also really damn good. I mean, it's done by James Newton Howard, so you know it's going to be good. Overall, Hidalgo is a fun, adventurous Western type movie that, with a fair amount of heart, it also has a pretty good story with satisfying emotional beats, exciting action scenes, and good production values. For the record, I don't dislike the opening, but I also wouldn't complain if they cut some parts of it out. But other than that, it's a movie that I really do enjoy, and I would recommend at least watching to see if you enjoy it. I give Hidalgo 4 out of 5 stars with the title of Awesome. Anyway, I'm Spike Robot. If you like this video, you can subscribe to our channel, and feel free to support me on Patreon and follow me on Instagram. If you support me on Patreon, you get exclusive updates on my next video, and if you follow me on Instagram, you can see all the pictures I took in Venice, Italy. Go check this out if you want. Take it easy on the freedom jingoes.